I'm Puspita Yudaningru from University of Bengkulu. My research is about improving students' ability in writing descriptive text by using webbing technique. Writing is one of skill which must be mastered by the students, but it is the most difficult skill faced by the students because many students have problem in developing idea. So it needs some technique to help the students. Webbing technique is a strategy to solve this problem because it can help students to remember and develop their idea clearly. The research question is to what extent can webbing technique improve students' ability in writing descriptive text at grade 10 MIPA 1 of SMA Negeri 3 Kota Bengkulu. This research focuses on the improving of students' ability in writing descriptive text, especially in developing idea through webbing technique at grade 10 MIPA 1 of SMA Negeri 3 Kota Bengkulu in 2018-2019 academic year. Step of webbing technique. First, students can begin to understand webbing by using a large sheet of paper and draw a square or circle in the center of the paper. Second, think about words that can associate with the main topic. Then draw a line from the first circle to a smaller circle. Write a detail or subtopic about the main idea in the smaller circle. Continue adding ideas, details, and information by drawing lines to either the main idea or one of the subtopics. Repeat until the students have written down all the main idea. Fourth, students can repeat the brainstorming activity for each of the words in the first circle, followed by the second circle to associate words and making the chart look like a spider's web itself, and put the picture as an addition. The design of this research was a classroom action research with 4 steps: plan, action, observe, and reflect. The subject and location of this research are first semester students of grade 10 MIPA 1 of SMA Negeri 3 Kota Bengkulu in 2018-2019 academic year. Instruments for this research were students' writing test, field note, and interview. Technique of collecting data, test technique by using students' writing test, and non-test technique by using field note and interview. Technique of analyzing data, test data analyzed in quantitative, non-test data analyzed by using descriptive method. This research is 75% students read the standard minimum used in SMA 3. The standard minimum is 75. The researcher got baseline data from the researcher experience in teaching practice. Cycle 1 consists of 3 meetings. Plan in cycle 1 is the researcher preparing all the topic and lesson plan that related to the materials. Action in cycle 1, the researcher explained about the descriptive text and students identified generic structure, social function, and linguistic feature of descriptive text, and students found main idea and detailed information based descriptive text that the researcher gave, and then the researcher explained about webbing technique and the function of webbing technique. The researcher saw the sheet of webbing technique and how to complete it. The researcher explained how to make a text by using webbing technique. The researcher gave a picture that related to the topic that will be discussed by the students. The researcher led the students to find the important point based on the picture and put it in the chart. After complete the chart, the researcher led the student to arrange a good paragraph by combining the picture and detail to be a good descriptive text, and then after that, the researcher explained how to make a descriptive text by using webbing technique. Then the researcher asked the students to make a text by themselves. And then the researcher led the students to find main idea and supporting detail based on the ecotourism that destination that the researcher gave. After finished writing a descriptive text, the students submit their writing product to the researcher. Last, the researcher gave score to the students based on the scoring guideline. Observed in cycle 1 based on the field note that have been done by the co-researcher. Reflect in cycle 1, the researcher analyzed all the data, preliminary data, writing test, and field note. The result in this step is taken as consideration to plan in cycle 2. Cycle 2, the activities were similar to cycle 1, but there were some emphasis due to revised plan. The result in this cycle was used as a reference to cycle 2. In cycle 3, the result of this cycle was used as a reference to cycle 3. As on the table above, there were an improvement from the student score. In baseline data, there were 33% students who passed the standard score. In the result of cycle 1, the student score improved 17%. The students who passed the standard score became 50% of total students. The result of cycle 2, the student score improved 15% from cycle 1 and 32% from the baseline data. The result of cycle 3, the student score improves 10% from cycle 2 and 42% from baseline data. There are 75% students who pass the standard score. The success of this research is influenced by two factors: the researcher factor as a teacher and students factor. The researcher factor was the researcher classroom management in controlling and guiding the students during teaching and learning process. In this research, the researcher had better in controlling and guiding students. In the cycle 3, the researcher could control and guide the students almost one by one. It meant the students were better in writing. Meanwhile, the students factor are students' attention, interest, and participation. The students' attention to the researcher's explanation had some effect to their understanding about descriptive text. It also made them have better understanding about the step of webbing technique. Based on the result, it can be concluded that webbing technique could improve 72% students' ability in writing descriptive text at grade 10 MIPA 1 of SMA Negeri 3 Kota Bengkulu. In short, webbing technique could improve students' ability by helping students to develop idea in writing a descriptive text at grade 10 MIPA 1 of SMA Negeri 3 Kota Bengkulu. That's all my explanation. Thank you.